Shana Tova. Every summer, my family spends time camping at Harriman State Park. It's beautiful there, and we always have an amazing time. But this year, I had a particularly powerful experience. It was a hot day at the end of August. I spent about an hour setting up our tent and unpacking. Sweaty and longing to cast off the responsibilities of the week, I headed down to the lake and took a running dive into the dark water, which had just started to cool with the fresh change of seasons. I stayed underwater for a moment, then surfaced to take a deep breath. It was about 45 minutes before sunset, and the late afternoon sun bathed me in light. It was my favorite time of day at one of my favorite times of the year in one of my favorite places. I was floating in cool water and warm light. I came out of the water feeling, in a sense, recreated, and it was good. On Rosh Hashanah, we read Bereshit, the creation story. Our tradition tells us that God began the process of creation by bringing order out of the barren emptiness, tohu vavohu. But God didn't stop there. God spent the first 6 days carefully ordering the universe, separating light from darkness, day from night, and space, the heavens, and the earth from each other. God then brought forth life in stages, plants and trees, the sun, moon, and stars, fish and birds, and all manner of living creatures, and at last, human beings. The Torah narrative goes out of its way to point out that the plants were created with seeds inside of them, that the trees were created with the ability to bear fruit, and that all living creatures, including the humans, were instructed to be fruitful and multiply. With all of these living things, God ordered the world not only to exist, but to be dynamic, full of life that continues to create. Creation was imbued with the ability to renew and perpetuate itself. In this way, the seeds of future creation were built into the very fabric of the world. And in this unfolding project, humanity was given a special role. We were created in God's image, B'Tselem Elohim. God tasked us with continuing the project of creation, which itself was a project of ordering the world. The difference being that God ordered the world through its creation, whereas we humans order the world through its repair, tikkun olam. In this sense, every day is an opportunity to continue the act of creation, reorder and repair in ways big and small, in the meals we cook for our families and friends, when we volunteer to make our communities better, in the relationships we nurture with both loved ones and strangers, and through simple acts of kindness or greater efforts towards justice, peace, and charity. These acts of loving kindness are how we humans do our part in co-creating the world with God. This is especially true now, as we enter the new year. Rosh Hashanah is a time when we are most mindful of the newness of each moment, a time when we pause to reflect on how we can bring new order and purpose to our lives and to the world. It's a time to renew our commitment to the work of creation, the ongoing task of making the world a little bit better today than it was yesterday. So as we dive into this new year, may we each emerge feeling refreshed and renewed, ready to take up our role as co-creators in God's image, partners in the work of ordering and repairing the world. Shana Tova.